I think I'm live. Maybe not. Hello, this is a surprise. um, Welcome to currently absolutely no one. This is gonna be fun. It seems like the clock is ticking. Hello, is anyone here? Can I check if I am alive with myself? I don't know. Hold on. I'm a little confused. As usual. I am, according to myself, I'm live, it seems. Yes. And I didn't tell anyone I was gonna be live. I'm sitting in my kitchen today. What was that? No, we don't have any highlights. Oh, hello. Someone is here. It looks like someone is here. And I have a like. Okay. Oh wait, hold on. There. I think I've done everything I should now. It's been a while since my last live. You can see my bucket. This is a 5-liter bucket. It's the reason I decided to do this live because I'm not crazy about picking blueberries. And I'm definitely not crazy about cleaning them out, like different little stems and all. And so many. That was the absolute opposite. Let's try that again, shall we? And so many of them, of course, not that one. Hold on. When I pick blueberries out in the woods, and I have, hold on. It's gonna be dark. I have a little bag here for like garbage-ish, and then I have a box. This is done. And hello, here is me. And when I pick blueberries out in the forest, hold on. How do you can you see that tiny little thing poking out? That tiny little stem, I absolutely hate having those tiny little stems in my jam when I make blueberry jam. And I almost filled this bucket in, I think, an hour and 15 minutes because I found a really good spot. I hadn't been there before, or it's not technically true. It's by a lake not too far from where I live. This is gonna take a little bit of getting used to talking and doing this at the same time. I'd like to not mess up too much because I spent some time picking these berries, and I'm gonna, let's be honest, spend a lot more time cleaning them out from all the tiny little stems because that takes a while. I don't know how you do it, if you ever go berry picking anywhere. I'm not always crazy about the berry picking them itself, but I will say the eating, you have to go pick the berries, then you have to clean them off, and we have some cranberries here too. Can you see? They should not be in with the blueberries because, well, they're not blueberries. Oh, probably shouldn't put them in the sun though. Very disorganized. Well, we'll get there eventually. Always do. At least I have so far, so all is well. And yeah, I'm alive. I haven't put out the video a little bit lately because I've been doing stuff. Today, I went and picked blueberries. And I rode my bike to the lake. Took a little break because I love going there. I haven't been there a lot, but I also have to be careful because, oh, hold on. Where am I? Here am I. Do you see the color on my finger? See the blue? Yeah. When you pick blueberries here in the forest, you turn blue when you touch them and when you eat them. So if I'm going anywhere, I'd like to not eat the blueberries because even though I brush my teeth and tongue and lips and all after, that color, yeah, that ain't gonna let go without a fight. And sometimes the fight takes a couple of days to like for me to win again over the blueberries. But I mean, it's so worth it. Yes, it's exhausting picking them because like I have this thing. Oh, okay, hold on. I'm gonna go grab it. I have this thing. This is the thing that I use when I pick the blueberries. You kind of like scoop them up. But then when you scoop the thing or scoop the berries, you also get a lot of like the leaves, all the tiny little stems, and sometimes bugs. So you gotta clean it up. Or at least I prefer to clean it up before I make it into jam. Because that is the goal. I would like to have jam made from blueberries. And yeah, sure, you can, you know, uh, buy, but it's not the same. Also, and I mean, I've bought store bought blueberry jam or store bought, yeah, obviously store bought. I bought fabric made, I guess, blueberry jam before. Yeah, it ain't the same. I don't know what they do with that, but it ain't the same. It doesn't taste the same. It doesn't feel the same. It doesn't smell the same because this bucket, it smells so good because it smells like blueberries, because it is blueberries. So, yeah, I rode my bike up to the lake, took a little break because it's about 5 kilometers. So it's like a slow incline. And then you have 2.5 kilometer with like, it's a hill up. And the last bit is, well, quite exhausting. And it was warm today. It still is, but I'm sitting inside because I know this is gonna take a while. Um, so when I got to the lake, I had to have a little break before I felt like I was about to die. Oh wait, I didn't feel like I was about to die, which is why I took a break. Also, I haven't been doing much puzzle lately. Yet another reason that I haven't really put out any videos. And I started working on my house. And certain things are gonna take so much longer than I thought. I have to say, oh my lord. I have started because I have a big house, so I knew it was gonna take time. But the paint on the walls, on the outside, not all of it is great. And some of it have some issues with like svartsopp. I don't know. Hold on. Maybe I can translate. Svartsopp. Black fungus? I don't know if that's the general English word for it. But it's something that you don't really want on your house, but you sometimes get it. You like all these tiny little black spots. It's a fungus thingy. You don't want it on the house. And the paint had started chipping in places. So I started with scraping to get the chip paint off. And then I started cleaning the walls. Or I At the beginning of the year, I wanted to paint my whole house on the outside this year. And then I kind of tried to be a bit more realistic and said, okay, I'm going to do 2 walls. And now I'm thinking, if I actually manage to finish 1 wall, I'm going to be happy. And then, I have to do the rest next year. So I scraped off some paint and then I started cleaning. And I have a big ladder but I need my neighbor's help to get it out of the barn because it's too heavy for me to move on my own. That's a bit unfortunate. Um, so I started cleaning, and then I saw that the paint that I scraped, it was obviously off, but um, well, not good enough. It's not good enough at all. So I had to scrape more, and like big house, big walls, the scrape thingy, not so big. The scrape thingy for scraping the paint, the chip paint, quite small. And big walls. And then I started cleaning them and like, yeah, that's taken up a surprising amount of time already, and I haven't even gotten that far. So yeah, that's why I've kind of decided to downgrade my goal from went from doing the house to doing two walls, and now I'm thinking if I finish one wall, I'm gonna be happy this year, and I have to do everything else next year. So next year's me is not gonna be happy about that, obviously, because that's a lot of work. But you do a little at a time. You do a little at a time. And today I did scrape some paint, and then I went on a bike ride because I needed a little change of scenery. Occasionally, that is needed. So, after I got to the lake, and then I took a little break, and then I picked a bucket of blueberries. It's a 5-liter bucket, as I said, and I found a really good spot. I had a feeling it was going to be good, and I had a different spot that I picked blueberries before, but it wasn't that good. And this spot that I found up by the lake is a really good spot. Such a good spot. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to almost fill this bucket. And I'm not someone who stands still and just work and make sure I get everything. I like scoop a little and then I move a little and then I scoop a little and then I move a little. Because, and I also realized why I don't really like picking the blueberries, because you're standing up straight and then you have to bend down, use the scoop thingy, and get a little bit, and then I at least stand up straight again, because bending over like that is not all that comfortable in my opinion. But then to get the next scoop, you obviously have to bend down again, and then it's like up and down, up and down, up and down. I find that very exhausting. And I wasn't sure if I was gonna get my goal, but my goal was to fill the bucket because I really like homemade blueberry jam. So I filled the bucket, and now I'm like, I know why I did it, but also why am I doing this to myself? Because now I have to clean out all the things and pick out all the little teeny tiny stems. I mean, do you see that stem? Yeah, I see it too. I don't like it. I don't want such stems in my jam when I make jam. So this is probably gonna take a while to, yeah. I was so excited about finding such a good spot for picking the blueberries. It also had cranberries there, but not all of them were done. So that is a future me challenge to pick cranberries. But I mean, the picking, not a favorite. The cleaning them out, definitely not a favorite. The making the jam, it's totally fine. The eating of the jam, however, that's where it really shines. It feels like it takes forever to get there. But at the same time, I'm like, you know what? In the end, it will be worth it. I know that. I know that it will be worth it. It just, in the moments, while I'm picking, while I'm sitting here cleaning them out, I'm a little bit more uncertain. or I shouldn't say I'm certain. I mean, I'm very certain it will be worth it. It just, man, it feels like it takes forever, probably because it kind of does take forever. They're tiny, these berries. And I don't like the little stems, so I pick out every single little stem unless I accidentally skip someone. I try not to. So I inspect every single berry. And I mean, there are some, hold on. Do you see? There are some that are bigger and some that are smaller. And I inspect every single one of them, which is why it's taking forever. I know a lot of people that also go and pick berries, and they're like, "Yeah, it's fine. We can have the little stems in the jam." And I was like, "But that doesn't taste any good. All of a sudden, you have a nice and soft jam, and then there's a little stem in there. Ooh, no, 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 no. I don't do that." So instead of not being happy with my jam, I apparently accept spending what feels like forever on rinsing them out or cleaning them out. Is it called cleaning? I don't know in English. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot I don't know. Like, how am I gonna get to all of it? I have also been picking other berries. I picked wild raspberries. That's also something that takes a little while. The picking is fine. The rinsing them out or cleaning them out is okay, but you have like regular raspberries. They're like obviously a regular size, but the wild raspberries that we have here at least, they're like maybe a third of the size of regular raspberries, so they're small. Apparently, I'm picking all the small things, which is probably one of the reasons I occasionally ask myself that, like, why am I doing this to myself? What in the world am I thinking? And I know what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that I would like the jam. Um, and it is not a challenge, but it's certainly something that takes a while. It takes so much time. Uh, but as I said, in the end, it will be worth it. I know that because, I've done this before and I will do it again. I have also, I should say, I picked the wild raspberries and then I cleaned them out and then I put them in the freezer because by then it's evening and I'm exhausted and I just want to sit and knit or crochet or something. So, there's that. So I put them in the freezer. So it's still no jam from the wild raspberry. It's in the freezer, ready to become jam. I just need to get it out of the freezer and boil it and, make it into jam. That's kind of like the least work intensive thing of this whole thing with the berries. I also have picked something that I haven't picked before. And I don't even know if I like the jam of this thing, but I picked, I think they're called blackberry in English. Hold on. Sometimes Google Translate is a good thing. Here in bad. Yeah. According to Google Translate, they're called blackberries in English. I hadn't really picked those before because where I grew up, it wasn't that much of it. But I found some here and I figured I would try. And I haven't made jam of that either, and I didn't pick that much. There's a good reason for that. I I don't know if you know this, But blackberry bushes have thorns. Yeah. I didn't think about that. I had seen the blackberries and I thought, oh, I'm going to try pick some of that and make jam and see if I like it. Cool. So I brought a little bucket, to where they were, and it was a warm day. Oh my God, there's a bug. And it stopped when I screamed. Hold on. I will eventually be back. I'm just, eh, I don't, I think it's a type of bug. I don't know what it's called in English. I'll find that later. Hold on. I'll be back. Wait for me. Or not. I'm just gonna take the bug out. Side. Okay, I'm coming back. Are you still here? um, Often, some bugs I don't mind. Some I mind a little bit more. It was a kind that some of its kind stink if they freak out. I didn't want the stink in my kitchen. Hold on. Google Translate just calls it a bug. So I don't know. Anyway, God, I really hope there's not more of those in there. Well, I'm gonna keep sticking my hand in there. Just like I did with the blackberry bushes, because I was talking about the blackberries. So it was a nice summer day. Just like, is it a week ago? No. Several days ago. I don't remember exactly which day it was. But it was sunny. It was nice and warm. I was wearing shorts and t-shirts. Only one t-shirt, obviously. I was wearing shorts and t-shirt, meaning legs and arms fully exposed. Not quite connecting the fact that I would be like squishing myself partially into the blackberry bush to get to the blackberries. And when I saw a blackberry, I shoved my hand in, grabbed the blackberry, thought this is not going to be pleasant, yanked my arm back out, and I looked like I had been in a cat fight, like a literal cat fight, as in fight with probably multiple cats by the end of it. I was like all like scratched both arms because I used both arms because at some point, when one arm is scratched a lot, you start to feel sorry for it. And I think, you know what? It's in pain. I still have room in my bucket. There are still more berries, so I want to get some more in case I like it. The jam that I intend to make. Not all the scratching. Did not like that. So I know now that if I am to go blackberry picking again, I will most certainly not do it in such a sunny and warm day because I will be wearing pants and a long sleeve shirt of some kind. Because having my arms look like cat fights in such a way, no, no, no. I would rather not do that again because that was painful. I do not recommend. Well, I can totally recommend picking them and then making them into jam and eating, I assume. As I said, mine is still in the freezer because I haven't gotten around to it. And when I'm done doing these blueberries, it's 6 o'clock where I live in the evening. So by the time I'm done with this, I haven't even done like you can barely see that I've done anything yet. So by the time I'm done with this, it'll probably be honestly close to bedtime because this is taking forever. A part of me knew it was going to take forever, not quite like connecting all the dots like I probably should have, but it happens. It happens. At least it happens for me with me. Anyway, um it looks like I currently have two people here. Can you please say hi in the comment section? Or no, not the comment section, like the the chat. Wow, words. Here I am talking, and then all of a sudden words disappear. Because I don't know who is here. It just says a number on my screen. Fascinating though. According to my numbers right now, I have two people here but 3 likes. Though there was 3 people here earlier. But I don't know who you are. So I don't know what to ask you or talk to you about. I just wanted some company while I was. Oh, we have 4 people. Hello. Even one is totally awesome, but the fact that it's more here, even more awesome. Yay! I I wanted to enter. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh, hello, enjoyable. Hello, Anne Maria. I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. And yes, it is a very surprising live to me too because I started rinsing out or cleaning out my blueberries and I thought, oh my lord, this is kind of boring. I need something to entertain me, and I can't because I've tried watching a movie or something, watching something on YouTube while I do this, and then I get distracted by myself. So I end up either watching the movie or just doing this. And, I can't interact with myself in such a way when I watch a movie. But I do have some experience in doing the puzzle and making a video while I chit chat. So I figured I could just do a live while I rinsed out my blueberry or when I cleaned out my blueberries. Because, this is going to take a long time to finish. And I wanted some entertainment. And I am, according to some, surprisingly good at entertaining myself. Then again, technically, talking to myself to entertain myself, are we bordering on crazy or I don't know. Point is, I wanted to entertain myself and thought, why not do a live? Especially since I haven't put up a video lately. Sorry about that. But I've been outside trying to prepare some new garden space and using a tool that I've never used before, and it's absolutely exhausting and it's heavy and I'm not used to it, and I am making all the rookie mistakes, so I have to redo it several times before it becomes how I want it. So it's a lot of like house and garden thing. Also, I've been trying to water and I totally should have been watering more and I haven't, because we are still in the drought. The rain that Jean sent from somewhere in the US, oh shoot, she's told me several times, I don't remember. Either way, the rain I was sent, and that was great, was not enough. So we're still very much in a drought. And I've been trying to water and not watering enough. and everything is not doing okay. Everything is doing very, very badly. I mean, the what I kept calling my big oak, first of all, it is not an oak. I know that now. I think I technically knew it, but I didn't remember exactly what it was, so I just kept calling it an oak, which is wrong. It's a maple. It's a very pretty maple. There, at least it used to be a very pretty maple. Now it's just sad. It's very sad. Like the type of sad that occasionally kills trees, that type of sad, because it is so dry that even a big maple is struggling. And it's not good. And my apple tree is struggling, and my plum tree, actually, several plum trees, and all the other trees, and like, it's dry. It is so dry. And because even though I try to water some, I'm not watering enough. And also, like, there is so, it's simply so dry that it's not possible to water enough because everything is like so insanely, excessively dry. It's, yeah, crazy. Oh, look, I have sun on me. It looks like my arm is like lighting, like not on fire, but like it's glowing. Yeah, I mean, I know I'm white, but like, sun, do you really have to like? I just saw it on camera. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Okay, so yeah, it is dry, and I've been trying to water, not doing a good job because honestly, I don't think it's possible to do a good enough job with watering where I currently am because it's just it's too dry. And I feel really sorry for my trees. And according to my dad, I won't know until next year whether the trees actually does survive, which that makes me nervous. Like I would like to know now, and I would like them all to survive. Especially, I mean, there are some trees that are more important to me than others. The big maple, it is gorgeous. So, as I said, it used to be gorgeous. Right now, it's a bit more debatable. And the apple tree, I mean, when I moved in here, I lived here for a bit more than 2 years now. And when I moved in here, the apple tree, oh my God, it was big and glorious and it had so many apples. It was insane. I kept giving away apples just to kind of get rid of them because it was so much. And then last year, there were no apples. So that was, I still had jam from apples then, so it was okay. I have now eaten the last of the jam, apple jam, which is a little sad. But this year, there are apples on the tree. But since it's so dry, they're like tiny, really tiny. They're not supposed to be that tiny now. They're supposed to have grown at least some by now, but they are the tiny, teeny tiny apples. Also not ready yet, so I'm kind of hoping that I keep hoping for rain. I keep hoping for more rain. And it is said, according to my weather app, that we will get rain uh in hold on. By the in the end of this week, like in the at the weekend coming up. But at the same time, I mean it's Monday now, so the weather can change by Friday. The weather app does claim that we're gonna get a lot of rain on Friday, and I was like, yeah, now I don't know. It would be cool. I would greatly appreciate it, but I don't believe it. You told us that it's gonna rain several other times, and no rain has arrived. So you can tell me it's gonna rain on Friday all you want. I will not believe that until I see it. which is kind of surprising because I'm quite gullible when it comes to a lot of things, but they've been tricking us with the rain now many times. And I was like, oh, cool, it's gonna rain. And then nothing. And then they try again. It's like, oh, it's gonna rain tomorrow. And then I wake up the day next day. It's like, it might rain some. And then it turns out, sorry, didn't rain. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We need this rain quite desperately. So I'm done being fooled. So you can tell me it's gonna rain on Friday all it wants. I'm gonna wait until Friday to see if I'm gonna believe it or not. Because currently I don't believe it at all. I mean, they've been tricking us a lot. I don't like it. Just don't promise me rain when we're that desperate for rain. Don't let the rain show up. I mean, like, no, that's not acceptable. So not acceptable. So yeah. I I mean, after I moved here, I don't think I've ever been that obsessive about weather, nor about water, because there have been some issues, bigger issues than what I was led to believe when it came to water or about water. So, water, it's a thing that has taken up a surprising amount of brain power for me, and like how to fix things and all of that. It's yeah, it's surprising. The weather, the reason I'm so obsessive about the weather is because I am trying to grow food and flowers. And this year, uh, I have one calendula that is doing well, and I have um, three pots on my by my front door almost. Um, that I'm growing like tiny tomatoes. Yeah, those are doing well. Anything and everything else is like, nope. And I did try pumpkins for the first time, pumpkin and butternut squash, and I didn't have anything to cover them with. And then it was frost. And then I bought something to cover them with. And before I had time to put it on, it was frost again. So, yeah, everything is not going great with all of those things. I will say though, I have since covered the pumpkin and the butternut squash with fabric, with frost fabric, frost cloth, frost fabric. I'm not sure about the word again, but ever since I did that, they're doing well. They're tiny and they probably won't get to any producing of any sort because it's too late for that. I mean, it is 24th of August. Yeah, it's not going to be time, but it does prove to me that even though, because it has been frost for the third time, yes, we've had a third frost already. Very, very light, but pumpkins don't even do light frost apparently. So, but the third frost, I had them covered and they didn't freeze and they're still happy. So, even though I don't think they'll get to produce this year, I mean, yeah, you know, they might. I know now that frost fabric does work, which is amazing. Absolutely, thumbs up. Check out my blue thumb now. Oh, check that out. Now, this is very spotty. No, it's good to be entertained. Um, God, it looks like almost haven't done anything. I will say I don't think the live is gonna go on until I'm done with all of that because Or maybe it will, because I'm not sure if I want to touch my computer all that much with these blue fingers of mine. I will say though that this is gonna take, I don't know, fingers crossed I'm ready before I'm done before bedtime. This is gonna take hours. Oh gosh, it's already taken more than 40 minutes because I can see the little clock ticking here, and I've been live for 40 minutes, which means I've been doing this for probably 45. Because I started and then I realized that, hey, I would like to entertain myself, so I'm going to go live. And then I went live. But, before you do a live, you have to like put in stuff in the description. Not that I do a lot of that. I just like, how do I start this the fastest? And then I did that. But gosh, this is gonna, how full is the green bucket? It's about, okay, green bucket. It's about here now. It started at about here, and now we're here. So I've done this much. This, I think it's a 2 liter. Yeah, this box. It's an old ice cream box. It's 2 liter, and we have like barely covered the bottom here. Or I shouldn't say barely covered. Hold on. It's about, okay, how do I love the sun, but sometimes I'm like struggling with it. It's about here now. Which means I've used 45 minutes to get here. So I know it's gonna fill probably, guaranteed to fill this one, probably a second one. And I mean, I'm not even halfway to filling this one. So yeah, that is a lot. I was thinking I want a lot of jam. And I didn't quite, I mean, I knew I had to clean them out when I got home, but I never take into account how much time it takes to clean out the blueberries. That probably should be in my thoughts somewhere when I decided that, because I did decide that I was like, I will fill this bucket when I pick. And in one way, it is a good decision. And it didn't take that long. It took an hour and 15 minutes to fill the bucket. Yeah. I'm already at about 45 minutes of rinsing them out or cleaning them out. And I feel like I barely made a dent. So that's going to be, yeah, it's time consuming cleaning out berries like this. Very time consuming. I don't, yeah. I'm just gonna, you know what? When I had a feeling it would take a while. Who am I kidding? I knew it was gonna take a while, but I've never actually timed myself, neither on the picking nor on the cleaning them out. The picking time was acceptable. The cleaning them out time, that's gonna be more debatable, I guess. Realizing now, like, it's not even, the box is not even half full, and there's like this much left in the bucket. The bucket is 5 liter, but yeah. Next time, pick a smaller bucket and fill that because it'll take shorter to clean them out. I get it. I know. Oh, cranberry. I didn't quite put two and two together, I guess. So I usually end my days with a cup of tea and some crafting. Yeah, I will not be crafting any today. I can almost guarantee that. Nor will I probably do my teacup because I have a big bucket to empty out, and that's gonna take I don't even know how long. Oh my lord, this is gonna yeah. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Keep fingers crossed and hope that I finish by bedtime. Oh, I will finish by bedtime. I will not go to bed until I'm done with this, which means it might be a late bedtime tonight. Maybe. I don't know. I hope it's not too late. I don't like to go to bed too late. I've become one of those people that kind of enjoy going to bed not too late. Not too early either, but not too late because then I struggle to get up in the morning, and I do like getting up in the morning. There was a while, there was a time in my life I did not mind staying up really late and also sleeping in really late. Now, I guess that has changed. I like going to bed at a decent time, and I like getting up early. There's something about early mornings and slow ones, mind you, not like the stressed mornings. I hate stressing in the morning, but yeah, I kind of like early mornings. Not too early, not like 5 o'clock. That's in my opinion crazy early, but like between 6 and 7, it's a good time to get up. Uh, but to be able to get up then without an alarm clock, because they freak me out. I hate alarm clocks. I always have. It feels like I've never had a heart attack, but I imagine alarm clock kind of like how a heart attack feels. If it's very surprising and painful, and you just like absolutely freak out and don't know what to do and don't know what's happening, and just like are in freaking out mode for a long time until they finally relax again. That's an alarm clock for me. So yeah, no, I don't really do well with alarm clocks. But yeah, judging on how slow this is, there probably will be a late bedtime tonight, which is sad. But, you know, at the end of it, when I'm done cleaning these out, I will put them in the freezer. But when they're kind of done being in the freezer and I have time to make jam, and then I get to eat the jam, as I said earlier, it's gonna be so worth it. Uh, that's yeah. I will say though, I was pleasantly surprised with the place I found to pick the blueberries. Because where I picked blueberries last year took a lot longer. I'm not saying they were all smaller, but it definitely took longer. Where I found up by the lake, it was they must have cut down trees a few years ago, probably. So, and it wasn't on a hill necessarily, but it wasn't flat either. So there were some places because, as I complained earlier, that picking blueberries is not a favorite. You have to bend over, scoop them up, and then stand the back up again, and it's the bending up and down. It's exhausting. But some parts of where I found to pick today, it was so nice. It was a bit on a. It, I was standing here. There was a tree growing here, and there was blueberry here, which means I could stand and just pick. I didn't have to bend over to pick. I could just stand and pick. It was lovely. It wasn't a lot of that, but there were a few areas where I could stand and pick for a little bit until I started moving again because I'm not very good at standing still and picking berries. I kind of hate that. I don't know why, but I like to keep moving. So I pick some and then I move, and then I pick some and then I move. It just yeah, it is how it is. It's how I do it. It's how I've always done it, which is why it generally takes a long time for me to pick anything because I keep moving. I keep not standing still and picking everything within reach. I pick a little and then I move. And then I pick a little and then I move. Instead of like crouching down or sitting down or bending down and then pick everything I can reach and then moving. I don't do that. I continuously move. So picking takes quite a long time. I think the only time I have not been like moving a lot was when I was picking the blackberry. Oh shoot, picking the blackberries because moving a lot meant even more scratches from the blackberry bushes. And I didn't like those scratches, so I was standing pretty still until I got everything that I could reach, and then I moved. I mean, one thing that was that my arms that I kept shoving them in the bush to pick the berries got scratched a lot. But I also, because I was wearing shorts when I was picking the blackberries, it meant that my legs also got quite scratched up. So basically, half of me, my arms and legs, was in pain when I was done picking the blackberries. So yeah, that happened. Oh no. But I better like that jam when I make it. As I said, it's currently in the freezer. Mm, not the jam, the blackberries. Currently in the freezer, and all the trouble I went through with basically looking like I've been in a cat fight, they better be worth it. I better like that jam. Because if I don't, I'll be very sad. But I'll also know that I won't have to, put myself through another blackberry bush fights with myself next year if I don't like them. So, maybe I'll hope to not like them, but at the same time, I did pick them. It took a while. It wasn't, it was actually blood and sweat because it was warm. Blood because of the scratching, sweat because I was warm and it was warm. I didn't cry though. I mean, it was not pleasant being scratched that much, but I didn't cry. So I can't say that it was fully blood, sweat, and tears, but um, blood and sweat, yep, did those. Did those. Uh, yeah. It does have one thing going for it. I mean, it's free. I can pick it for free. The only kind of investment I make into such things like this, and yeah, sure, when I make the jam, I use sugar because you know as to preserve it. But yeah, it is free to pick, so I pick what I can and hope I like what I make, so I can basically free food made by nature, all natural. Oh my lord. Uh, and I can't. I had a thingy to kind of close the sun out, but I shouldn't say I. The house had something that I could pull down. Ooh, lighting. Oh well, sorry about the bad lighting. Blame the sun. And technically me, because the thing I could pull down to kind of lock the sun out from that window, I took it down because the thingy to pull down made it, because how the windows are, made it so that I couldn't actually open the window. And I'm someone who likes to be able to open my windows. And I couldn't open the window, so I took the thing down. So now I can't block the sun. It is occasionally annoying when I sit here and eat dinner and the sun is blasting full force in my face when I'm trying to watch something and eat dinner. But I can live with that because it means I can open my window. And it's the window is close enough to the oven, so I don't want to have long curtains because I don't want to risk such thing. Okay, let's be smart and safe when it comes to the oven. Don't be stupid. Um, Fire hazards and all. So yeah, I can't block the sun. And I don't think putting on the ceiling light. Oh wait, maybe that will help with like the lighting here. Maybe I don't know. Should I try? Should I try putting on? I can barely see myself. Should I try putting on the ceiling light to see if the lighting situation will get better? Let me know what you think, because engagement is important. According to I've seen so many videos. Okay, I will admit I haven't really watched a lot of them, but they've been popping up on the front page, the for you page. When you open YouTube, you get a lot of suggestions. And lately, YouTube have been suggesting me videos about their algorithm, and somehow things are changing, and that um, and some are like up in arms, like, oh no, you need even more watch hours to be monetized. You already need 1,000 subscribers to be monetized, and now it's gonna change from needing 4,000 watch hours within the last 365 days. And it's, my phone made a sound. My phone usually don't make a sound. Anyway, um, where was I? Yeah. A change starting next year, from my understanding, about the watch hours, that you have to have used. Well, currently you need 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers to be able to monetize your channel. And people are freaking out because starting at some point next year, you will need not just 1,000 subscribers, but you will need 8,000 watch hours within the last 365 days to be able to be eligible for monetization on the platform. And I was thinking to myself, I'm a tiny channel. I don't have enough subscribers anyway, and I sure do not have enough watch hours. I mean, my current standing on, I had, hold on, because for a little bit now, I've had 387 subscribers, and then someone run away. So I currently have 386 subscribers. So I'm like so far from the 1,000 subscribers anyway that I'm like, I'm doing this for money. Don't get me wrong. It would be cool. Oh my God, look at my hands. It would be cool if I could like monetize the channel and get money on it and all. But like, are you seriously for real? No offense. I don't think that's ever gonna happen. I have to probably do something crazy or wild or something. Maybe? I don't know. How do people even get subscribers? Honestly, I don't know, which is probably why I don't have like a ton of you guys, but I'm very happy that I have any at all. So I'm good. But I can't deny the fact that it would be cool to have even more. Sure. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, yeah. I know me. That ain't happening. Or then again, you never know. You never know. And let's be honest, there's a lot I don't know. So much I don't know. For instance, why did my phone make a sound? Probably it wants to tell me the weather. But I'm gonna go check. I'll be right back. Hold on. Yep. I knew it. My phone is trying to tell me the weather. And I do not know how to make that sound go, or how to, I mean, I love having the weather app on my phone, but why constantly have to like want to tell me the weather? I don't know. And I do not know how to turn it off. I would like to be able to check the weather app on my phone of my own intentions, not because my phone is like, look at me, you can check the weather. I'm telling you the weather. And I was like, yeah, I know. I can check the weather myself. You don't have to keep bugging me about it. Please stop. But I don't know how to make it stop. So I probably should, I don't ask someone, go to the store where I bought it and it's like, hey, it keeps bugging me by wanting to like annoy me and tell me the weather all the time. I can check the weather myself. Fine, thank you. How do I make it stop? I could probably ask them. At the same time, I don't live that close to that store, so yeah. Though they do have a chat on their website, so maybe, I mean, I could technically ask there, but it's just, yeah, I don't even know how to explain it. It keeps telling me to check the weather app. I don't want it to make it stop. I'm not very tech. I am. I mean, I love watching YouTube, and I love having a phone. And then I can't say that I love scrolling, but I do a surprising amount of it. Uh, but I'm not very tech savvy. It doesn't really hold that much of an interest to me. Nature does, but it doesn't mean I know all the things there either. So I'm like, I don't know. I have a lot of interest, but not necessarily a lot of knowledge. Sometimes I wish I had more knowledge. And sometimes I find stuff fascinating and then I look it up and then I try to learn and then I forget. And then it's gone. And I was like, oh, yeah, I tried to figure that out and I didn't figure it out. And then people like ask me, like, oh, so tell me, what did you find out? And I was like, I don't know. I don't remember. But I did find out what it was. But I don't know what it was because I don't remember. That, according to some people, is annoying. I can't say I don't disagree with them because I totally agree. I wish I could like retain all the information that I keep finding everywhere. Then again, there is so much information, so my head would probably be like, whoo, huge if I were to retain all of it. I know it doesn't work like that, but it might feel like it. Maybe. I don't know. Because my brain just deletes so much information, which is so annoying. How like can we like keep things in the brain, not just like have it pass by, like go in the eyes and then disappear into the vast space of the unknown that is occasionally my brain. Yeah. What? Oh gosh. I've been sitting here for more than an hour now. And I'm yeah. Oh, it's not a glow in the light dark box, but we're about here now. So yeah, still not halfway in the box. And in the bucket, I'm about here. Oh, also glow in it's not glow in the dark, but the sunlight. Hello. We still have that. And I appreciate while we still have that because by winter, I shouldn't say it's gone in winter because there is sun in winter too. I don't live that far north. I live fairly far south in the country. But I mean, you know, it's less sun in winter. It's only sun in a few hours in the middle of the day in winter. So if you have, and I did have that for a while, I had like we don't do 9 to 5 here, we do 8 to 4, but I had one of those as a job for a while. I've had other jobs where I did not have the kind of regular hours. Um, but I had, for a while, I had a job where I worked from 8 to 4. And that absolutely sucks in winter because that means it is dark when you go to work. And when you get off work, it's dark because the daylight that was there during the day, even though 4 o'clock it's still daytime, in winter, sun is down. You don't get to see any daylight when you work a quote unquote regular job or those regular hours in winter. You don't get to see any daylight except on the weekends. And my weekends were spent exhausted on the couch usually from working. So, yeah, didn't get to enjoy the sunlight then either, or daylight. I'm not saying it's always sun in the at the weekends, so daylight at least. But yeah, no, and yeah, I don't have a job. I need a job because money, but also I have some health struggles and they're trying to figure it out and can't quite figure it out and don't know what's wrong with me. So I don't currently have a job and I haven't had that for a while. And that makes it, I mean, yeah, that meant I could go and pick blueberries on a Monday and spend the rest of the day cleaning them out. And tomorrow, because I'm doing this today, tomorrow, I won't really do much at all whatsoever because I'm spending all my energy today, which is unfortunate, but also I know that it's how it is. But I just, yeah. So if I'd had a regular job, I wouldn't have been sitting here doing this right now. So, but as I said, it creates an interesting thing. There, I'm not sure what to call it. When you meet new people, and for me right now, as I said, as I don't have a job, the first thing most people ask, not the first thing you ask your name first, but after that, and establishing the fact of like, what's your name, where do you live, stuff like that, people have a tendency to ask, so what do you do for a living? What do you work with? Oh, hello, son. Uh, and when you don't have a job, and as I said, current health struggles makes me not have a job. Like, well, I'm in between jobs at the moment. I don't currently have a job. I I find that it's an surprising number, or maybe not. I find it a surprising number of people that are like, oh, so you don't have a job. And then you basically kind of like shut off and have no interest in continuing the conversation. And I was just like, so uh do you think of me as a lesser human because I don't currently have a job? Is that like is that why? Or Do you think I don't know how to have a conversation because I don't have a job, or like what's the deal there? What's the deal there? Just because I don't have a job, you can't talk to me? Like, can't we like talk about other things than work? But we can talk about your job. But yeah, no, I don't know what the deal with that is, but I do find it fascinating and honestly a little insulting, which is kind of surprising because it takes quite a bit to insult me. So the fact that I find it somewhat like, and also I don't know if I find it insulting per se, or more like maybe people are just like they don't know what to continue with when you say you don't have a job, and then they're like, well, okay, we don't know what to do now, so we're just gonna go somewhere else. It's like, well, just because I don't have a job doesn't mean that I can't have a conversation, doesn't mean that I can't have interests, doesn't mean that I like sit on my ass and do nothing at home all day. I don't. Today I was out picking blueberries. Sure, by myself, but and now I'm and now I'm being social by by cleaning out the blueberries with you guys. Luckily for you, you don't have to actually do the cleaning. That's on me. Then again, you don't have the magic smell of the blueberries, nor do you get to eat the jam when I'm done cleaning out the blueberries. You just get to be hopefully entertained by me chatting here. But I find it like fascinating that some people kind of just shut down if you tell them you don't have a job. So I find that fascinating and I don't understand why they do it. Then again, people in general I find fascinating, but also I don't get them. And yes, I know I'm a human too. So I should probably understand more than I do, I feel sometimes. It's like a lot of people have what's it called when you have like a group has not a secret together, but they have kind of like their own language or their own thing. And I'm just on the outside looking at it, and it's like I don't get it. I don't understand, but I do find it fascinating. Does that help? Yeah. God, it's taking forever. Uh, I know I keep complaining that it takes forever, but I mean I've been sitting here for well over an hour, and I mean it is you can see that I am working, so it is moving forward, I guess. Would you say? But it's yeah, it's taking a while. Uh, eh. So yeah. Also, I have not been doing much puzzles lately. I finished the previous one, and I did film a little clip for you guys, but I just, I wanted it to be a video, not just a teeny tiny clip. So yeah, I haven't gotten around to more of that. Sorry, but I've been picking berries, which is for me, not for you, because you're other places and not here. So yeah, have you been picking any berries lately? And if so, what kind of berries have you been picking? Are you a picker? That sounded weird. Anyway, but do you pick berries? Do you like go out into nature and pick berries and make them into stuff, or just eat them on the spot, like I do with a lot of blueberries? Except this bucket didn't eat those, but I certainly ate blueberries while I was picking them. I mean, I needed a break sometimes. And when you pick blueberries on the blueberry picking breaks, you get to eat the blueberries. You do not have picked in the bucket yet, or at least that's how I do it. According to my name, there are several people here, so I am curious. Does anyone else do any picking? I would like to know. Please tell me. And what kind of berries do you pick if you pick berries? And also, if you don't pick berries, why don't you? Is it too boring? Isn't there anything around where you live where you can pick? Are there places where it's not even allowed? I don't know. I live in Norway. We can pick a lot of things, a lot of places. So yeah, I'm curious. Are you a picker? Do you pick berries? And Maria, I live in a city, so no berry picking for me. Do you live in the middle of a city? So you can't even go outside and find places, or is it just not done where you live? I'm curious. I've been picking berries ever since I was a kid. It was it was something we did. I didn't I can't say that I grew up poor, but I mean, I know that there was a reason we grew a lot of food in our garden when I grew up. We had potatoes and carrots and beets and peas and raspberries and strawberries, and we had so many things that we were growing. And in the fall, we always went out into the woods and picked blueberries, cranberries. Uh, did we pick? I can't remember us picking blackberries though. I can't, but we did pick a lot of stuff when I was growing up. I'm lucky. I'm so lucky. I live in a that's a word I struggle to say. Rural. I don't know how to function my tongue like that. Place where I can go berry picking. Yeah, and even though I mean I've only lived here for 2 years, but where I grew up, we we couldn't walk to where we picked stuff, but we drove to one of the nearby forests and picked stuff. Except the wild raspberries. We had wild raspberries in kind of like a partially industrial place, not too just one. I don't even know what they did there, but it was an industrial-ish place that was not fenced when I was a kid. Now it is fenced, but also they've like killed all the wild raspberries that were there, and those were the wild raspberries were the berries that we picked that we could walk from where we lived when I was a kid. Everything else we had to drive to the forest. Now I'm lucky enough that I live very rural. It's such a hard word. So I can pick a lot of different things if I can find where they where they are, because that's another thing. Um, some locals, I haven't encountered anyone here, at least not yet, that is not willing to tell me where berries are, and also most of them I've found on my own, just walking. But there are type of things, some type of berries in some parts of the country that if you're local, you know where you can find it. And if you come in, they locals won't tell you where to find certain things because it's their family secret. It's not necessarily their land, but it's their family secret, so they ain't telling anyone where it is. And for some of the things, I get it because it's not that much of it, and it is very expensive if you want to buy it. So in those cases, I totally get it, but I have not have had that happen here, so I'm happy about that. And also, I've found what I needed by myself so far. So yeah, but also living in a city. Yeah, well, I have lived in a city. I didn't like it. I am not a city person. I mean, I thought for a while that I could be a city person, and I tried living in a city, and I also lived in a city when I was a student, so that's where the school was. Um, but I lived in a city. It's not for me. I'm very fascinated by the people that I'm like, oh, there is like people everywhere and cars and lights and sounds and all these things everywhere all the time. And I would go, yeah, city living, it's not for me. I I like the quiet. I like the rural. I like the not that much people. I mean, I have neighbors. I love my neighbors. They're amazing, great people. Very, very lucky. I have lived some places where not all the neighbors were that great. Is that a nice way to put it? Yeah. Okay. Um. So yeah, I check out the branch. Oh, another branch. Okay. We are now. Oh, check that out. Okay. Did you see the label earlier? It is just the sizing, but like I'm here now. I was like here or something earlier, and now I'm here. So it's working. We're about halfway. It's taking forever. Anyway, yeah. What else? What else? I am. My back is starting to. Oh no. Okay. Never mind. I got it. I got it. I almost dropped a blueberry with a stem in the um, clean parts. Can't have that. Can't have that. But oh, I distracted myself. What was I going to say? I don't know. It disappeared. Oh, okay. I'm spilling everywhere. Oh, it's in the sun. You can't see them. Oh, here again. Check out my hands. It's a mess. Ay, ay, ay. But it's gonna be good when I'm done. Oh my lord, I've been working at this for almost hour and a half, and I'm not even halfway done. And it's not like I'm um doing it slow. It is generally just slow work. Slow and careful, because I don't like to have any of the stems, which that's the part that takes forever. The stems, picking off all the freaking tiny little stems. Oh man. Yeah. Oh. And I'm getting sticky now. So especially this hand. Hold on here. This is the one that kind of like do the most the picking, which is it's getting sticky. So soon I will have to wash my hand to oh, to unstick myself from all the blueberry juice, and then I will continue, and then I'll get sticky again because that's the nature of cleaning out the blueberries. I mean, I know there are like garden blueberries. That's what we call them here. Some is also calling them American blueberries. They're like big, they're like bushy in a different way than the little plants that you find in the forest. So, and those blueberries are white on the inside. These are not white on the inside. These have a lot of color in them. But the garden blueberries are a lot bigger and they're white on the inside. And yeah, it's a whole different thing. I have tasted them and I wasn't impressed. I really wasn't. But that's probably because I grew up with, the forest, uh, wild variant of the blueberries. Um, what I would probably refer to as the real ones. So yeah, I is it worth it? Yes, it's worth it. It's worth it. Got to keep reminding myself sometimes. I kept reminding myself that when I was picking too, because I was starting to get like a little worn out. I mean, I'd had a long bike ride, and even though I took a break and then I picked all the berries, and then I had to remind myself that like it's gonna be good when I'm done. It'll be worth it. Right now, it's effing exhausting, but it's gonna be worth it when I'm done. And then I had to ride my bike back home, which not that difficult because it was mostly downhill. In the beginning, it was very downhill, and it was like slow downhill, which is honestly more comfortable. Don't have to keep the brakes in as hard. Um, but yeah, it's so getting to the lake and where the place where I found. Okay, I'm getting so sticky now that I have to wash my hands. This is going insane, or at least, oh no, we gotta make sure the stems don't go in. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm just gonna clean off a little blueberry juice off my hands. Hold on. I'm back. Clean hands, not super clean, but oh, did we get blurry? But even what is happening with the okay, I'm very grainy. Okay. Anyway, clean hands, but also it doesn't look all that clean because you can still see the blueberries here. I mean, come on. But that's how good as it gets. Okay, it's getting dark here. Not dark, dark, but uh, I mean, the blueberries are dark, and then the lighting. I needed more light. Simple, simple as that. I needed more light. I turned on the ceiling light. I'm starting to be a little worn out from this. I've been sitting here for an hour and a half. I'm only halfway with filling this box. I know I'm going to fill this box, and that's probably apparently going to take another hour and a half, and then there will be even more. So I have at least two to 2.5 hours more. Oh my god! Instead of being frustrated, I should probably work. I get that. But like 2.5 hour more of this? Are you kidding me? Ah, help. Help. Okay. Let's keep going. Because if it's true, if I have like two if I have 2.5 hour more work of this, it's 7:10. 2.5 hours. That's at 9:45 almost in the evening. So very close to my bedtime. There will be no knitting today. Eh, I might, I was going to say that I might make a cup of tea, but then that will distract me too. So no, no tea, no knitting, just blueberries, cleaning out the blueberries. Oh my God. Oh my God. Do I really have to sit here until 9:45? I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough time either. Oh my lord. And now I'm starting to be like so distracted by myself that I'm dropping the stems, berries with stems in the clean part. That is not good. Oh my god. I need help. Or I was gonna say I need less blueberries. No, I don't need less blueberries. I just need less stems on the blueberries. But some help cleaning them out would have been cool. That would have been really cool. They don't have that. Yeah. But, you know, I it's gonna be at some point when I'm done and then I'm making it to jam, I'll be very, very grateful to myself that I did this. Right now, slightly less certain about the gratefulness, I will admit. Right now I'm like, oh, why did I pick so much? Why am I doing this to myself? Uh, and I know the why. The why is because I like blueberry jam on my pancakes. I used to put sugar on my pancakes. Now I prefer blueberry jam, which is why I'm making it. But man, I'm gonna sit here for that long. Yeah. Will I continue chit chat for that long? I don't know. I might not have the energy for that. Oh gosh. I wish there were a way of doing this faster. So if you know a faster way of doing this, please let me know. I desperately need it right now. Oh, I desperately need it. My back is starting to hurt from sitting in pretty much the same position all the time. I'm not used to that. I'm used to like curling up like a freaking pretzel on my couch. I yeah, no, I sitting like this. It's not for me. It's not for me. What am I gonna do? Oh my lord. Well, um, I'm stuck. Oh, I'm not stuck, but um, I picked the berries. I will not let them go to waste. So, yep, I I got my work cut out for me. Oh, more another stem. It's a tiny little tree. Woohoo! I'm gonna like go crazy at some point here because yeah, maybe I shouldn't show the crazy on the internet. Maybe crazy should be kept offline. Maybe I don't know. I mean, I've seen a lot of videos with crazy people, so it is entertaining. I don't think I'll be that kind of weird crazy. Oh, not weird. Yeah, you get what I mean. I mean, I'm sitting and chatting. I'm not gonna do crazy things in a weird way. Cause I'm rent. Cause I'm cleaning up my blueberries. They're a very limited amount of what I can do currently. Cause I'm busy cleaning up my blueberries. Uh, more stem. Stem is very very popular. And tiny little leaves, also very popular. Oh, oh. And also, I have a question. Like, do I need to keep talking all the time, or can I just sit here? I don't know. What will happen? Will will it shut me off if I just sit here? Then again, I am moving, so something is happening. Maybe not sound. I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, I got another like. I have 4 likes on this video now. That's so cool. And 5 viewers. 6. Oh, hello. More people. Oh, but four thumbs up. That's cool. I mean, I have blueberry thumbs. I can't wait to eat this jam. I'm not gonna be making jam today. I mean, when I'm done with this, I'll be about to go to bed. Uh, yep. Oh, I did it to myself. I can't go blaming anyone else for this because I'm the one who decided, oh, I'm gonna fill the big bucket. Yeah, I could have filled the smaller bucket, or I could have decided to not fill the bucket. Several options here. So what do I choose? The hardest one. Yep. Awesome. Or not. Yeah. It'll be worth it in the end when I have my jam. And I know that. How much jam I think I will be able to make, I don't know. I haven't weighed anything. And I have like I think about half a kilo in the freezer that I picked the other day, and the other place that I did not that I spent a lot longer picking less. um so I don't know. I know I'm gonna fill one box or one ice cream box, 2 liters. But I could say this was probably a little bit over 4 liters. I don't know if 1 liter will be like equal to 1 kilo. I don't know. I don't know. And so I would guess maybe I have 4.5 to 5 kilos of blueberries by the time I'm done. Say 4.5, because I'm taking off some stuff. So I'll probably have about 4.5 kilos of berries. I don't know if that will be the equivalent of 4.5 kilos. I don't know. Say, because I'm starting to be a little worn out now. So say 4 kilos because that's easier. And if we count 4 kilos and then we add the sugar, which is about 350 grams a kilo. So 350 times 4 is a number. And okay, so 350 times 4. 23 and 4 is 12. That's 1.2. And 4 plus 1.2 is a little bit over 5 in total. So approximately, oh, thank you. 1,500 grams. So yeah, that would be probably 5, because when you boil it down, it do just that. You boil it down, so it becomes a little less. So probably a total of about 5 kilos. Oh, here is a squished one. Check out that. So probably about 5 kilos of jam. I mean, how much in like each glass would depend on how big of a jar you have. A lot of my jar takes about, because I reuse jars from the store that has had store-bought jam in them. And I usually use the ones that takes 400 grams. So 5 kilos in the 400-gram glasses means a number of glasses. Math is not my strong suit when I have to do, like, when I'm exhausted. I'm not fully exhausted now because I'm still functioning. I'm still able to do stuff, but I'm starting to be low on energy. You probably can't tell, but I'm struggling here in energy wise and functioning wise. But yeah, probably about, what did I say? 5 kilos of jam. And then how many containers depend on the size of your container. Plenty of jam to get you through the winter. Yes, that is what I'm hoping. That's why I was like, that's why I made the decision when I went picking today that, like, I will fill this bucket because that should keep me in blueberry jam for the next year. I mean, to me, that is the goal, to have enough of the jam to last until kind of like around the year, until next time you pick and make. And, depending on how much you eat, you try to pick from that or pick based on that. Yeah, pick based on that. But I'm hoping that it will be enough that it will last me until next year. That is the goal. That was the goal when I was growing my potatoes. The potatoes I grew last year lasted me on 8 months. This year, because of drought, I haven't even tried getting any potatoes out of the ground, but I don't think it'll be much. I believe that this year's potato harvest will be so tiny that I'll eat it probably in a month or two, which is like the opposite of what I wanted. But it's been dry, so I guess I'm gonna have to buy potatoes this year. I'm already buying potatoes because I didn't grow enough last year. And this year I'm growing even less. Not great. But last year's blueberry harvest that I picked didn't quite last me. So I'm picking more this year, which is why I was so determined to fill this bucket with blueberries today to hopefully have enough for all of next year, or until next season, until next blueberry picking season, which is technically in here. That was the goal. I really, really hope I can reach that goal. I know I will not reach the goal with the wild raspberries because I have, I think, about 2 kilos in the freezer. That is not enough. Not at all. And I haven't even started picking. I haven't even started picking cranberries, unless you count the very few. Oh, hold on. Okay, unless you count the teeny tiny amount in my hand here. Those are the cranberries I picked because they accidentally was too close to a blueberry bush. So those are accidental pick of the cranberries. I will take a trip and potentially to the same place because the cranberries there were plenty, but not quite ready yet, which is great because I am doing that trip again tomorrow. To put it like that, tomorrow I will do very little. I assume. I assume I will do Very little. I don't know exactly what, but it won't be much because I've spent my energy today. I mean, I knew I would, but and I still have hopes for the apples, but they're not. I mean, the apple tree is as the maple that I kept calling an oak, but it is a maple. They're sad. They're losing leaves and they're drying out. They're like, oh my god. I just really hope they survive. I obviously hope the apples get bigger because they're like this tiny at the moment, and they're also not done. So I'm really, really hoping that the apples grow a little, but because I'm out of apple jam. I didn't even know that I liked apple jam until 2 years ago when I had my apple tree be so plentiful that I left a bunch on the tree because it it was too much. And then last year there was no apples, and I've now officially eaten up everything that I had from the apple harvest of my first year here. So I'm really hoping that the apple tree survives and that the apples that are currently on the tree grows bigger because they're tiny. They're so teeny tiny. They're like, yeah, definitely bigger than the blueberries though, but I mean, imagine an apple the size of a blueberry. Weird. But yeah, the goal is to have enough of the things that I pick berry wise and the things that I grow, like potato wise, for instance, to last me the year. As I said, if I'm lucky, the potatoes this year because of the drought, it'll last me a month or two. I haven't dug any of them to check. I probably should, but at the same time, what's the point? They're in the ground. The ground ain't freezing that hard yet, even though it has been light frost 3 times already this month. It started August 1st with frost, and I was like, are you kidding me? We're still in summer. Why is there frost? But it happens, I guess. Welcome to winter. It always makes you guess. Uh, gosh. Yeah, well, but that is the goal, to produce enough. Okay. I just thought I saw a bug. I didn't. Luckily, I was wrong. Usually it's like, oh no, I'm wrong. In this case, luckily I was wrong. I would rather not see a bug there. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, no, the goal for me with growing things and picking things is to have enough. So, for like, not for forever, because at some point it'll go bad if it stays too long, but to have enough until next season, next picking season, next harvest season, yeah, that's the goal, to have enough. And this year, because of the drought, nothing. I don't have enough of anything. Or I might have enough blueberries now. So, oh gosh. Um, you gotta pick your fights. I'm kind of giving up on the potatoes. I refuse to give up on the apples. Also because I don't want the tree to dry, so I keep giving it like a can of water, which is about 10 liters, but I never fill it up because it's heavy, and so it gets like 8 liters of water, but not every day. You probably should. A tree needs a lot of water. Mine are not getting what they need. I feel so bad for them. Right now, I'm cleaning out the blueberries. Gosh, yep, it takes a while. Oh my god, I've been sitting here for close to 2 hours now. Um, I might be. Hold on. I'm here. So I think Like maybe I'm halfway. I don't know. I really hope so. Oh gosh, it's gonna take so long. It's 7:30 now. If I have to sit here for another, if I'm halfway, I'm actually hoping I'm halfway. The box is not full yet, but at this point, I'm hoping I'm halfway. Which would mean another 2 hours of work, and it's 7:30, which means with another 2 hours of work at 9:30, I might be getting close to done. I mean, I knew it would take some time. I knew it would take a long time. I didn't realize how long it would take, though. I did not realize how long it would take because, like, wow. And it took, as I said, mentioned earlier at some point, it took an hour and 15 to pick the berries. I'm already 2 hours in to cleaning the berries. So far, it's taken a lot longer to clean the berries than to pick them. So, now you know. And now I know. I'm not sure if I want to know that part. The first box isn't even full yet. My back is hurting. My throat is hurting. That's because I'm talking a lot. But I mean, I have to continue that to keep myself accountable because a part of me, I'm not gonna lie, a part of me wants to call it quits for the day with this and say, you know what? I'll clean out the rest tomorrow. But I really shouldn't do that. I really should finish it today. And I know I made the decision to fill the bucket. It was my own decision. And I know when I'm done, I'll be happy. But right now, not as happy. I'm laughing at it because, like, oh my God, I'm doing this to myself. I know that. I get that. But also, like, are you kidding me? Gosh. And the part of me keeps asking, why did I do this? I was like, I know why I did it. Um, yeah. I If you went picking for blueberries and had to clean them after, would you pick out all the teeny tiny little stems? Do you see it on top there? Do you see it? Would you pick out all the teeny tiny little stems of every single blueberry? Or would you think just F it, it's taking way too long? I can live with finding the little stems in my jam. They obviously, when you boil the jam or when you make the jam, it won't be the stems won't be as hard as they are now, but like they're still not going to be as soft as the berries when you make them in a jam. So would you be willing to pick out all the tiny little stems, or would you say, F it, it's not worth it, I'm gonna eat it as is, whatever? I'm curious to know. I feel like I'm a little about the stems. So it's like, is that a me thing, or would more people have made the same choice I'm currently making? And also, would you be picking that much in one go to have to spend 4 hours potentially cleaning out the blueberries? Or would you say, no, it's not worth it? Oh my God. Or would you have said, no, it's not worth it? I'm curious to know. I'm gonna let you ponder an answer. And I'll probably need to go get something to drink Not tea because it takes too long to make, and I have to boil the water and all, but also my hands are getting sticky again. I'm just gonna go get myself something more to drink because glass is empty. I'll be back with a full glass and a more berry cleaning. God, it's taking forever. All right, glass full. Energy, not exactly. Let's pretend it's gonna go get well. I need to curl up a little bit at least. My pretzel self is feeling sad because I don't get the pretzel. I don't think that's a verb. To pretzel? Maybe it should be. I tend to pretzel myself. Okay. When I'm running out of energy, I tend to get very weird and silly. So we might be approaching that stage. Stage? I don't know. English is not my first language. I mean, I'm Norwegian. I sucked at English in the beginning when we started learning it. I didn't understand. And I was really bad at it. I mean, really bad at it. But I have two instances where I understood the necessity of English, and then I started to kind of just go for it. And here I am, many years later. The first was actually, was that the first? Yeah, it was Harry Potter related because I always read a lot of books as a kid. And I mean, a lot of books. And when Harry Potter came out, I read Harry Potter. The thing is, at that point, I was not very good in English. I didn't speak English well. I didn't read English well. So, I mean, and I started reading Harry Potter after book 3 came out. After or before? Probably after book 3 came out, but before book 4. And the first 3 Harry Potter books I read in Norwegian. The first 3 Harry Potter books are kind of small. And then book 4 came out, and it was at that time, it took a little while before the Norwegian translation came out. So my librarian at the little local library I belong to, she's the one who had suggested that I read Harry Potter because she knew I'd like it. And I did. And then book 4 came out. And I wanted to read it. And it was in English. And it hadn't been translated into Norwegian yet. So I went to my librarian and said, okay, when is it coming so I can read it? And she's like, well, you can, it's here, it's number 4, you can read it. And I was like, no, I can't. It's in English. I can't read that. Also, I mean, one from book 3 to book 4. Book 4 is quite a lot thicker than book 3. And for me, not reading English well, that was like, yeah, no, that's not happening. Another thing with Harry Potter in Norwegian is the Norwegian translator was allowed to translate names. Harry Potter is the only name that's the same in English and Norwegian. So I knew the Norwegian names. Albus Dumbledore in English. I don't remember his first name in Norwegian, but Dumbledore in English. Humlesnurr in Norwegian. That one I do remember. So my librarian said, no, you'll be fine. You read the English version. Also, you need to practice English anyway, so you go for it, girl. And I was like, no. And she's like, well, did you want to read it or not? And I was like, well, yeah, I want to read it, but like, when's the translation coming out? And she's like, no, 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 no. I have the English one here. You're going to read it in English. Get a grip. You can do this. And I was like, I don't think I can. She's like, fine. Okay. We got a few hours before the library closed. Sit here. I got some computer work to do. I know English. I sit here, you sit next to me, and then you start reading. And I was like, and then whenever you come across a word you don't know, you ask me. And then I told her, well, there is a lot of English words I don't know. And I tried reading the first sentence, and well, it was more words in the first sentence that I did not know than what I did know in English. And I tried to tell her, and she's like, oh, okay. So what's the first word that you don't know? And she translated. And she kept doing that. And I was like, well, apparently I'm not disturbing her too much because she's asking me to basically disturb her work so I can read English. By the third or fourth chapter, I didn't really ask her that much what all the words meant. Because by then, I knew enough words in English to understand not necessarily every single word, but I understood the meaning. I understood enough of the words to put it together. So I kept reading. And then the library closed and I went home and, I kept reading in English. It was slow work, I will admit. But I got through it. I read. And that was the first book I read all the way through in English. It was a Harry Potter number 4. And it is not a small book. That was my first kind of like English teaching in for me a good way. The second English teaching I had was many years later. Many years later. When I was working in a shoe store. I've had a lot of different jobs. So I was working in a shoe store, and whenever someone came in and started speaking English, I tried to run away as fast as possible, if possible. If I was the only one there, I had to. But if there were anyone else at work at that time, they got to do those customers that were speaking in English. And then I had one colleague she was good at English. And she noticed what I did. Every time someone English speaking came in, I basically just went and hid in the storage space. And she was like, no, you come out here and you talk to them. And I was like, yeah, well, you are a lot better in English than I am. And she's like, well, that's because you never practiced, dear. So come on, get out there and do your job. And I was like, well, you can do it. You talk to them. And she's like, yeah, I told them I was going to go get you. And I was like, what'd you do that for? And she's like, well, because you keep running away from the English speaking people and you need to practice. So come on, get out here and do your job in English. And I was like, I don't want to. You're so much better than me. And she's like, yeah, you see, I have this thing. I don't run away from them. That helps. So she basically forced me. Um, and I mean, I survived. It was okay. And and then we had other times where I was alone at work. There was no one else there, so I couldn't really run and hide when any English speaking customer came in. So I'd like, oh well, guess I'm doing this. And I did. And from there it kind of just like, okay, whatever. At one point, in a different job I had, I was working in a library. Um, a group of people came in. I don't remember where they were from, but they were English speaking and did not know any Norwegian at all. And some of the people up front, one of them, said that, okay, we'll give you a tour. But that one was kind of stuck behind a counter because we had to have someone at the counter when people came in. So they called for me, and I was like, okay, well, what's going on? He's like, or technically, someone else were in the area, and they were asked to give the tour of the library in English, and they were like, no, thank you. Ask her. So I got asked, and I was like, okay. But I wasn't aware of the language. And they were like, hey, can you come give a tour of the library? And I was like, okay. Wandering up to them, and they were like, would you mind doing it in English? Because we don't speak Norwegian. And I was like, okay. There might be a few words I don't know or might have a little trouble with, but okay. And then I just went for it. And my colleague, I talked to her later, and she was like, or I should say, I was like, you were right next to it. Why didn't you give the tour? You have given plenty of tours of the library. And she was like, yeah, but it was in English. And I was like, well, you know how to speak English. That's when she answered, like, yeah, but no, thank you. You did it well, though. And I was like, thank you. I practice. So, yeah. Sometimes when there are things you're not necessarily feeling the best, you just gotta practice. Like I did with English. And I feel like I'm continuously doing that here because there are still so many words I don't know. Then again, there are Norwegian words I don't know either. So, yeah, a little of this and that. I really want to be done. I'm getting worn out. On the bright side, the box is almost full. Just a little bit more, and it'll be a full box. And then I get to start a new box. Help. Help. Oh my god, I've been sitting there for more than 2 hours. Yay. Help. Okay. So, okay. I've been talking a lot now. Kind of obviously, there's no one else here. I'm alone. What do you guys want to talk about? Or technically, what do you want me to talk about? Do you have any suggestions? I'm kind of my brain is exhausted, okay? From talking, from picking blueberries, from cleaning out the blueberries. More particular the last one, the cleaning out the blueberries is definitely taking a toll on me at the moment. But you know, I'll survive. I hope. Right now, I'm starting to feel that might be a little questionable. On the other hand, I've survived everything that has ever happened to me in life so far, so the odds of surviving is pretty good. I guess we'll go with a may the odds be ever in my favor of continuous survival. Yeah, that's a very squished one. Okay. Oh, that's because the squished one is here. The very, very squished one is hanging on to a good one. With the stem, of course. Always the stem. Okay, I'm getting like super sticky now. I think I have to clean because I know it took a long time before I had to clean myself. Wash my hands the first time, but like it doesn't look that horrible on camera, but it's like super sticky. Especially since I just had okay, it's so hard to check out the nails. Lovely. You can start asking what the heck have been happening, but I have to wash my hands. I will be back as I was earlier, but I'm getting sticky. Hold on, I'll be back. I promise. I just need to wash my hands. I'm so sticky. Oh gosh. And I'm back again. See, they're better. They're cleaner. Oh, I want to be done. I want to be done so bad. Okay, where are we? We're here. Look, we're here. It's working. We're moving forward. Oh, help. Oh gosh. Branch. Tiny, but a branch. No, no. I'll finish. I'll finish. I'll finish. In a couple hours. Probably. Oh, I want to be done so badly right now. Okay, you're a gross one. We don't want gross ones. You're that was about to get squished, okay? I could have eaten it, but it was about to get squished, and I'm like, I just washed my hands. Let's not mess up the hands that quick again, shall we? No, we shall not. Oh, wait, I think I just did. You know what? I think. Okay. Can we like. I filled the box! Oh, and I touched the box with sticky hands. 2:15. Yeah, the live is going great. I filled the box. Oh gosh. Okay. That gets to sit there and wait for me to possibly fill another box. It is, okay, let's keep going. It's taking. It's taking some time here. Can you please entertain me in the chat now? I need a little distraction from my own brain. I need some help. And how you can help me. It's a very, very practical help right now. Just say something, anything really, in the chat. Unless it's illegal. Maybe not do that. Oh, no. Okay. I'll let go of one with stem in there. Stem is out now, so we're good. But tell me something about you in the chat. Are you in a drought? Yeah, we went right into weather, huh? Where in the world are you located? Like, I'm in Norway. Not all the way to the south, but I'm south-ish in Norway. So I'm fairly certain Anne Maria have told me before where she is, but I'm sorry, I currently don't remember it. Because currently my brain is taking a blueberry hiatus. Because that's apparently a thing now. Think how good you'll feel when you're done. Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait to lay down because my back is killing me right now. I'm not saying that I want to kill my back, but since my back is wanting to kill me at the moment, I'm like, hey, tip for that. Maybe I'll kill my back. Oh, wait, that is what I'm doing. No wonder it wants to kill me. Not actually kill, but, like, my back is in pain. And thank you for telling me I'm doing well. I am, I'm exhausted. I just want to curl up as a pretzel on my couch and drink tea and knit and don't see another blueberry until tomorrow at least. But here I am, planing through the blueberries to the best of my ability, picking out all the teeny tiny little stems because I don't like them in my jam. God. Am I looking forward to autumn? Oh, that is a good question. Yes and no. Yes, because I like the little chillier time and more tea and I like it when it gets a little darker and then you get to have candles okay, maybe not everywhere, but keep it safe. And the color changing outside on the trees, but I'm not looking forward to that part because of the drought, the trees have already started changing colors because they're dry and potentially dying. I really hope they're not. Keep fingers crossed that they all survive, please. Especially the maple and the plum tree, and very especially the apple, because those apples are good. There are a lot of apples that I can't eat. They literally make me sick, which is super annoying. So the fact that I can eat the apples of the one tree I have, that was pretty cool. But it's struggling at the moment because of the drought, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, I kind of like autumn. I mean, I don't really have a favorite. What's it called? season. That's the word I was looking for. I don't have a favorite season. No, you're a good one. We want you. But I like all the seasons and I dislike all the seasons because all the seasons have something that I like and something that I don't like. So by the end of a season, I think I'm always a little bit looking forward to the next season because I'm kind of like, I'm not over the heat yet because fall, autumn um, still comes with some heat, but I don't know. The chillier mornings, I like those. Then again, they have already arrived, so I don't know. Yeah, the poor trees have been under so much stress in the heat wave. Yeah, we haven't really had a heat wave where I live, but the drought, it's doing a number on them, all of them, and then some. The drought is also going to do a number on the energy prices because we keep exporting uh, power or electricity and draining our lakes that are usually meant for making energy in the winter and all through the rest of the year. So yeah, I also feel. I mean, when I rode my bike up to the lake earlier today, I could see. I don't know exactly how much lower, but you know that um, if a lake you have the usual water table here, and then all of a sudden it's a lot lower, you can see where the usual line is, and that line was not where the water currently is. Let me tell you, it's even the lake, and yeah. But autumn, yes, I like candles. I like tea. I like the little, not gloomy evenings, but like when it starts to get darker and then you light the candles and you drink. Okay, it's a lot about candles and tea and crafting in the fall and winter, but winter comes with snow. So yeah, yeah, I am looking forward to fall. Also because right now fall often comes with rain, which I'm often not crazy. I mean, I like some rain because it's necessary, but often fall comes with, or autumn comes with more rain that I often appreciate. Right now, considering how dry it is, it's probably still going to come too much rain, in my opinion, but we haven't had any earlier, so we kind of need it to. Also, I wouldn't want all the rain that probably comes in fall or autumn to come in winter as snow because that would probably be a lot of snow. And I like snow, but I don't want to have to only shovel snow in winter. I want to be able to do other things too. So yeah, but the heat waves have, from my understanding, have been bad this year. I'm glad we haven't had a heat wave here. We had a warm time, yes, but and there was a lot of heat for a while, but not what I would consider a heat wave. It's more like whew, hot summer, cool, uh, and not like oh dear, this is bad type of thing. So you know, I think we, at least where I live, honestly, I'm not sure how it was the rest of the country. From what I heard, it's been rainy and gloomy and chilly up north. So that's the thing with in Norway. We have a narrow but very long country. So the weather where I am, it's not the same as the rest of the country. I mean, all countries have some size, but like the differences in weather might be a lot throughout the country. So yeah, no, no particular heat wave here, but because of the drought, it's not great. Okay, so is there anyone else looking forward to autumn? And what do you like about autumn, or what do you don't like about autumn? Likes and dislike of autumn. Go. Let me know in the chat. That could be fun. Maybe. I don't know. Also, what about summer? Do you like summer? What about summer do you like? And also, what about summer don't you like? Uh, no! Damn it! Ha! Found it! I dropped one in with a stem. But then I found it. So I could pick it up and get the stem off. So I didn't have to have a stem in here. This is taking a while. Ask me more questions, please. I appreciate the distraction, so keep it coming. Would you, please? I think my computer is starting to be a little unhappy. My computer is a little warm. Then again, I've been filming for almost 2.5 hours. Whee! Okay, I like the crisp autumn air and the trees changing color. Yes, that's the word crisp. The crisp air. I like that. I love it. There's something. It's so fresh. It's not to say that summer air can't be fresh, but it has a completely different freshness or crispness to it. I'm not keen on the shorter days of light. Well, I don't like it when they get too short, but a little bit shorter because when it's bright, very bright light, when you go to bed, I kind of like it dark when I go to bed, but I like it light when I get up in the morning. What are you knitting at the moment? I am currently knitting a pair of socks, even though I have many finished pairs of socks. Do I need to knit more socks? No. But that's the yarn that I had. Oh, I was at market the other day. I was sitting in a market trying to sell my crafts. A lot of people stopped and looked at my stuff. I didn't sell much because it wasn't a big market. It was a teeny tiny market. But people stopped. People said hi. People chatted. And I have some little cats that my sister have made. So I brought those two to sell. And the only thing I managed to sell was 3 of my sister's cats and not a single thing that I'd made myself. That was not the greatest, but on the bright side, I did sell something. I'm like, why? In a way, I understand. Because what I do is knit and crochet. And a lot of people knit and crochet. So less people are willing to spend money on knits and crochet items because they either knit or crochet themselves. So I I need to learn a new skill that is not knitting and crochet, but that I can still do something when I'm sitting on my couch. Because woodworking, all the wood shavings, do not want that on my couch. So that is not an option. Um, and also since I didn't really sell much at market, because I do have like a bunch of yarn. A lot of it is like half a ball of yarn and like nothing substantial of pretty much any. So, and they're all different types of yarn. So I don't really have, so I can't make big items because I don't have enough of the same yarn, and it's certainly not of the same color, to make bigger items. Even though I would love to do that too. And also, as I said, it's not selling, which is unfortunate because I'd like to sell stuff. Because I made a rule for myself. It's a good rule. I just sometimes kind of wish I didn't make it. Because the rule that I've made is that if I were to spend yarn, to spend money to buy yarn, I'm going to have to sell something first, which means I have to earn the money from selling my craft before I'll allow myself to buy any yarn. So currently haven't sold enough of my own stuff to be allowing myself to buy new yarn. So I have to use the yarn that I have. And that is starting to be more and more difficult because a bunch of different types of yarn, different thickness, different content. It's challenging. Luckily, I had one ball of yarn that had enough on it that it could make a pair of socks. So that's what I'm doing with my knitting at the moment. I'm knitting socks. I'm not gonna go show them because blueberry, it's gonna stain so badly. But yeah, I'm knitting socks. I honestly don't know how many pairs of knitted socks that I have that I use. And then I have a bunch of pair of knitted socks that I don't use that I'm hoping to sell because I already have too many pairs of socks, but no one's buying them. And then I keep knitting more socks because that's the yarn that I had, and no one is buying the socks. So I have an unknown number of knitted socks. I do not need to knit more socks. I have enough knitted socks to last me several years. Probably more. Honestly, I probably have enough knitted socks to last me a decade. And then I keep knitting more socks. I really should learn a new technique that not that many people know how to do, so that I can be a little bit more unique, I guess, at market, and then not have something that everyone else is either doing already or know how to, so they could just make it themselves. But yeah, I'm knitting socks. Before I knitted the socks, I crocheted a table runner. Those things don't really sell well either. But again, that's the yarn that I had. I really need to pay attention to what I'm doing. Oh God. But yeah, oh, that was lucky. I'm exhausted. I've been more exhausted before. It's fine. It's fine. Let's see. Where are we? We are about here in the bucket. Look at that. Because I just look down in it, so it doesn't look like that much of a difference. But when look, I've been touching the bucket with my sticky blueberry hands. But we're here. Oh my god, look, there is progress. Then it better be progress, but I've been sitting here for 2.5 hours. There better be progress after 2.5 hours. Can you imagine if I sat here for 2.5 hours with no progress? I wouldn't be sitting here for 2.5 hours with no progress. So that's very difficult to kind of imagine, at least to me. But Anne Maria, do you knit or crochet or do any other yarn crafts? Since you're the only one who said something in the chat, I'm phrasing my question to you. But if anyone else do anything like that, like what type of craft? What type of craft and what's your favorite thing to make and what would you buy? That's probably something I should question people with. It's like, what would you buy if I was crafting any yarn related things? What would you be willing to spend your hard earned money on? Because for most people, money is hard earned. It's like, what would you buy if you were to buy a handcrafted yarny item? What would you buy? What would you be willing to part with money for to get? I apparently need to know that. Because apparently I'm not very good at picking out those things myself. And Maria, I do knit. I like making dishcloths in different designs. Oh, that's a good one. I have some of those too. Haven't sold much of those either. But I have knitted dishcloths. And yeah, some of them have been in different designs. Mostly I just have an idea and then I just go with it and hope it works out. And so as in I don't use patterns when I knit dishcloths. I just have an idea and then I go for it. Do you use patterns? What kind of patterns? Where do you find your patterns? Does anyone else find patterns? I would like to design patterns. I have actually done that. I have designed a couple of knitting patterns. And then I tried to sell them on Ravelry, and then PayPal for some reason didn't like me, so they closed my account without explaining why. That was very confusing. I would probably buy baby clothes, knitted cardigans in bright colors. Did you say baby clothes and knitted cardigans, or knitted cardigans as baby clothes? What's the answer there? But yeah, baby clothes. That is a yeah. I don't use patterns either. I like making up my own. Yeah, there's something about like sometimes I do need a pattern because I have no idea what I'm doing. But like when you've made like my first pair of mittens, I knitted based on a pattern because I didn't know like how you do the thumb and the hand and all that. So I needed a pattern for that. But some of them I have not used a pattern for, and they work just fine. Yeah, baby clothes. That is a good point. But I live, as we've mentioned before, in a very rural. God, that word. Can we pick another word for that thing? Knitted cardigans for babies. Good gifts for new babies. Yeah, I live in a very rural place. A place with not a ton of people, which means not a ton of babies. What was it? Countryside. Oh, thank you. Yes, I live in the countryside. So much easier to say. So much easier to say. Okay, that's the new thing. I can write the other word just fine, but when it comes to talking, we'll go with the countryside because that feels so much easier because it was. But yeah, I live in the countryside. There aren't that many people around where I live, and there certainly aren't that many babies. So, and most of the markets I've been to have been little and local. So, not kind of the best market for baby stuff in general because there aren't enough babies around. No, I have been to a different market like the last two Christmases or before the Christmas. And that was in a bit more populated area, so there might be some more babies there. That is a good point. I've never made I knitted baby blankets. I love knitted baby blankets. They're so cute. They're so soft. Because I knit them out of merino wool. I haven't sold a single one of those. So, yeah. Okay. Would Christmas gifts work? I mean, technically, everything I make can be used as a Christmas gift. Does that count? I'm out again. And I crochet these tiny little hearts that you can put on your Christmas tree or use as decoration. Yeah, baby blankets are relaxing to knit. I know, right? And they're soft. Shoot. They're soft and they're sizable. I mean, because you can sit with them for a while. Because the socks, although I'm trying to knit slowly to not have too many finished objects, I shouldn't say that. Oh no, I don't want to have too many finished objects. I already have too many finished objects. Did I make a video of that? I made a video of the cabinet that I built. Yeah. I thought I was going to put several things in that cabinet. I couldn't. I put all my finished objects in there. And then my phone is ringing. That's so unfortunate. And then I'll talk to you soon. And then when you just have, I don't want to hang up because it's my neighbor. I should, you finish. I'm going to talk to him very soon. God, what was I saying? Rudely interrupted. Yeah, I totally spaced on what I was saying. Totally obsessed with the phone right now. Sorry about that. It usually never rings. It's very surprising when my phone rings. That I do have to. That means I have to unstick myself again. I am going to walk my neighbor's not dog, but the dog he's dog sitting. I'm going to walk that dog tomorrow, and I don't really know that dog, so I'm probably going to go over and say hi to that dog. So I am, which means this live is about to be over. Yeah, about my cabinet. Yeah, my cabinet is full with all the knitted and crocheted items. It's full. I thought I was going to put more stuff in there, but no. But I have to go say hi to a dog. I don't have a dog. I would like to have a dog at some point. We are currently here in the bucket, so I still have work to do. It's 8:30, and it's going to take me at least another hour, if not more. Oh, it's gonna be such a late night. Well, as I said, I have to go say hello to a dog that I'm gonna go for a walk. Good luck with the rest of the story. Thank you. But as I said, look, we're about here, so it's progress. It's a lot of progress. Thank you so much for keeping me company. I really appreciate it. And I mean, this one is full. This one is like barely covering the bottom, but we're getting there. I will finish before I go to bed. But right now, I gonna go say hi to a dog after I wash my sticky hands. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. I have. I find it very entertaining to entertain myself and hopefully all of you. And if you have any other suggestions as what I can make um, to set a market to actually sell, that would be greatly appreciated. Very greatly appreciated. My throat is also starting to get sore. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will talk to you the next time I film or do a live, one or the other. And I will finish the sorting later. Bye. Wait, where do I stop it again? Hold on, hold on. Oh, I figured it out. Bye.